Okay. We are live. What is what's good? Hi guys. How's everybody doing? Happy New Year. Happy New Year, guys. So it is the year 2022. We survived 2021. And what a year that was. Um a lot of downs, but also a lot of ups, as always. And I think one of the biggest ups that we had in 2021 is for what we had to deal with in the community, the community of the geek community, our community, it helped, whether it was the streams on streaming and getting back into theaters and seeing movies and things like that. That helped a lot. And but we are here. It's 2022. As I said before, guys, welcome to the first live open mic of the year. The first. It is the first, and I knew I was gonna do it actually right on January 1st, but then I changed my mind. I said, you know what, I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the night, and I did. I just pretty much enjoyed just the night. So I said I'll do it. I'll do it Sunday the 2nd, January 2nd. But I wanted to get this out here because yesterday, the first, this is a little history lesson for a lot of people. If you don't know, you should know. So yesterday, I put up a post on all my various mediums, Twitter, Facebook, everything like that. Even on Instagram, I put up a post basically saying January 1st, 1803, was the day that the nation of Haiti um, was turned to Hades, because it wasn't called Hades at first. They renamed the island Hades, and it's the Haitian Independence Day, where I hate Haiti. Haiti became the second nation, all black Republican nation in the Western Hemisphere that gained independence from a European power, next to U.S. So I really put that up, and I just wanted to throw that out there. Throw a little knowledge out there, but also throw a little bit of what my geek side into it. So I basically said that, but then I also said, well, and also in honor of that, I'm gonna put a little spotlight on Marvel's resident Haitian hero, Jericho Drum, aka Brother Voodoo. So I posted a poll, posted a post of Brother Voodoo in the house, Jericho Drum. Yes, he is Haitian, and he's probably the most well-known Haitian character in comics. So I had to throw that out there, but I thought it was really good. And also, and I had a teacher that always said make education fun, and I was like, yeah, I wanted that for the Haitian Independence Day, because yesterday was the first day all black Republican nation gained its independence from a European power. So that I thought that was really good. I had to do that in honor of the Haitian nation, the Haiti, and the Haitian people. And who knows, if you could have Haitian and you don't know, you know. Uh, so I had to do that for my brothers and sisters. But more importantly, like I said, guys, New Year's Day was just laid back. I was cool. I was just chilling and watching things. And before that, before New Year's Eve, I was finishing up my last projects for the month of, not for just a month, but also for the year of 2021. And I posted all those in the time before that ball dropped. I know you got to also remember that, different time zones. It was, like, for example, for my Aussie Pack members, it was already New Year's for them. So I remember I was going out if I'm following many of my Aussie Pack members on various mediums like Instagram, so I was giving them a happy new year and things like that. Don't worry, my pack members, I will be doing that video. That'll be the first Mount Vernon Kid try video in a long time. I haven't done a try video in a long time, but it's going to be dedicated to my Aussie Pack members, all my members, all my pack members down in the land down under. Like I said before, guys, I did my, I go look on my analysts and all that stuff, and I noticed I have a lot of people from Australia that watch my content, and I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I think it's about like, I think it's 30% out of 100, 30%, and most of it, the rest is mostly United States, and there's a little bit. I think there's like 3 or 4% so other places, but Australia, they watch my stuff, and to all the people of Australia who do watch my content, I appreciate it. Is it? I don't know. Maybe is it because I talk about the country a lot? Maybe I boast it up a lot. Maybe it's still a place on my bucket list to get to someday. I don't know. Maybe it is. But yeah, I definitely want to. So just wanted to get that out there, guys. I wanted to just talk a little bit about that and just say thank you to everybody. We're still moving. We're still growing strong. Still, pack is growing. The pack is growing and growing and growing and growing. I keep checking the numbers, and I see, we're at 11,634 or something like that. And I'm like, okay, we're still pushing to that 12K. But the goal is still to hit the 20K and then go it from there. So yeah, man, guys, like outside of that, guys, who is in the chat? Let me see. Let me make sure, because I want to make sure everybody's there. Okay, so we got Lorenzo Smalls. You're killing me, Smalls. What's good? We got one of my moderators in there, the Hooded Solomon. Thank you. What's good? Kuma is here. Travis is here. Andre is here. Marion and Eden, Ely, and Warhawk is here. What's good, everybody? I appreciate you guys being here. Happy New Year to everybody in there. Bring your questions for New Year. I am ready to answer. Let's do this. I'm ready. I am ready. Let's go. He's getting ready, y'all. Yeah, get ready. I wanted to show something off real quick before we also wanted to show this off. Like you guys know that I'm a big supporter of independent books, and I do support a lot of Kickstarters and things like that. So I've been recently getting a lot of my rewards from Kickstarter, and look at my booty, y'all. I'm just messing with you. I recently got some rewards from Kickstarter that I will review on the channel, and is under X53 Studios, and it's called Arachna. Very interesting book. And I've seen this first. I saw it on Indiegogo. I saw it on that, and then I was like, I don't really do a lot of stuff on Indiegogo. I don't know why. I just don't. I usually just stick with Kickstarter. And then when this came to Kickstarter, I was like, okay, I'll support it. And this is my my reward for it. It's pretty cool. If you look up, that's how she looks. Comes with all kind of bookmarks and stuff. It's really cool. I'm gonna check this out and read it. And I will review it. This will be reviewed on my Indie Showcase series. That's where I will review any independent books, whether big independent companies to the small one. And another one that I really got my hands on. I've been trying to get my hands on this title for a long time. After I saw it, it's under Cronrick Con. Let me make sure I get this right. Conrick Comics, and it's the first 3 issues of Onita. Really cool. She is right there. I'm all about supporting, independent comics, and especially characters like this. This is really cool. From what I read about the synopsis, her origin and her powers do kind of resemble into Egyptian mythology and African mythology, so it's really cool. So I'm definitely going to read this. I actually tweeted the company and everything, and I told her I finally got my hands on this. I will review it. Thank you, and things like that. So yeah, man, I've always been a big fan of indie books and just all the stuff on Kickstarter, things like that. So with that being said, I showed off enough stuff. It's time for the questions, right? That's why you're here. You're here. You ain't here to hear me talk. You're here to see what kind of answers he's gonna give, huh? That's right. So let's do it. Okay. So first and foremost, I need to stop. So first and foremost, let's see what the first question is, and it is from Lorenzo Smalls. You're killing me, Smalls. And it is a wrestling question. Okay, here we go. Yes. Thoughts on thoughts on Brock winning. I didn't watch day one. That's what it's called, right, Mom? Yeah, day one. I didn't watch it. Me and Malcolm didn't watch it. I just heard it through podcasters and people that I like Solid Monster. Shouts out to Solid Monster. I once it was notified that Roman Reigns was he was positive for COVID, and they put Brock in the 4-way match. It was almost like you couldn't go anywhere. You knew it was kind of that's the end.
I could have thought it was having the Usos come back out and like distract them.
Yeah, or something like that. But it was like almost if I'm Spock, illogical. It is illogical that it would happen. No, it was logical. This was going to happen. I don't hate it as much because one, WWE has not built anybody else up to really, go for win that belt. I was saying this to a couple of friends of mine on Facebook as well. I'm like, WWE has lost the credibility of building credible champions. And baby faces. They have lost that. They have lost that a long time ago. They have completely lost it. And I feel bad for E. Yes, I do. It's not his fault. Yeah, Big E had the title, and it was really cool. He is only the fourth African American WWE champion. Yes, he is the fourth because you go Rock, you go Kofi, Bobby Lashley, and now E. And if anybody out there says no, you don't put Rock in there, go fuck yourself with that one. Sorry. But yeah, I was a little upset. I felt bad for him, and I saw an image of him just sitting like on the side of the ring, and he just looked distraught. Just looked like almost like, what did I do wrong?
I want to take it as great selling of music, but it's got to be some semblance of reality.
Yeah, reality. Like it just felt. I felt bad for him, and like I said, it's not his fault. He was just put into a corner where they didn't build him up as a credible. He felt like, I hate to say it, but he felt like a placeholder. Like he was just holding that belt to somebody they are truly pushing.
It made me wonder if he was going to lose the belt anyway.
Yeah, Solomon just said that if Roman didn't get COVID, he would have kept the belt.
I kind of disagree Kind of
disagree.
I saw Rollins coming out.
Yeah.
Or maybe Lashley.
You know, but the one thing I will say that I did appreciate is hearing is that we kind of got a tease of Lashley and Brock Lesnar. And it looked like that may be his next opponent. And that's great because that is the main reason why Lashley came back to the WWE. He was promised that match with Brock. And it looks like
he was promised that match.
Huh?
Yeah, according to him,
yeah, he was promised that match. So it looks like they're going to finally live up to that promise. But having said that, yes, I do feel bad for E. I don't hate Brock, and I know a lot of people are already a bit, mad about it, like, oh, another, but I gotta agree with Solid Monster too. Like, this run for Brock has probably been the best thing. I mean, he's a baby face, but he's still that badass. But he's doing things that you don't usually see Brock doing. I mean, he's interacting with fans. I mean, all this stuff, like taking selfies. It's like, this is a different Brock. But yes, it does suck, and like I said before, they just didn't push E. Like I think somebody actually, it's not Brock's fault, but I think somebody actually, I saw a comment where somebody actually tallied E's win-loss record as champ. I
bet you was more loss.
And the guy, I think the guy was right. I don't know. I got to go back. Maybe he said he is 7. He's 3-7. He's had basically 14 matches, 10, excuse me. He only won 3 title defenses and lost 7.
Yeah, and one of those title defenses, one of those times it was like a throwaway. That one with it was against Austin Theory.
Yeah, Austin, that one against Theory. But yeah, and that's sad. That's really sad. That he's not Roman.
That's what you need to point out.
He's not Roman. See, look at
the Survivor Series.
Roman, like, look, I've said it before, and this is another thing I've told some of my wrestling buddies too. I'm like, look, he beating Roman at Survivor Series wouldn't have hurt Roman. You needed to build E up. And I'm sorry I'm staying on this question too long, guys. I'm sorry. But you needed to build E up to have incredible victories. Him beating Roman would have been fucking incredible. That would have like he beat the tribal chief. But no, you had him basically get squashed, run through.
Yeah, and then he lost almost right after.
Then he lost again. Roman, if I'm not mistaken, Roman has not been pinned since September or November of 2019, 18, something like that. Correct me, I could be wrong. But because of the fact that they are pushing him more than E, is just the old days are gone. When me and Michael just talked about when Steve Austin went down with his neck and problems, there was 4 to 5 great whites still swimming around waiting to get that chum. You had Rock, you had Triple H, you had Mick Foley, you had all these guys. You had several guys that were credible to be the top guy. They put so much emphasis on Roman Reigns and that stupid blueberry tie. They make that belt more over than the belt that has the most lineage. It's like, what the?
And solely because who it's
on. And solely because of
Roman has a WWE championship. It's like, well, universal what?
Yeah, it bothers me, and I hate that time. So somebody actually said, well, and I said, why don't they just? Solomon just said last night, I think it was last night, he said, unify them belts. I agree with that. Unify, like, might as fucking well.
Because when you do all Survivor Series, like with the past ones, remember Roman beat Drew.
Right.
All these things do is that you hold one of your world titles superior than over. So why bother having 2 if they're not equal?
But point is, Lorenzo, yes, I don't hate it, but I'm 50-50 on it because it's it didn't have to go that way if Roman didn't get COVID. Um, so you say Happy New Year's, Chris. Any resolutions, dude? Yes, I actually do. One definitely is to get my arms fully tatted up, like I had always planned to, and trim down. I've gotten a lot bigger over the time. Like I've kind of lost my shape a little bit, a lot. So I need to get back into shape again, like I used to be. It's not like my energy has been drained, but it's just I feel it like at times, and I actually took a picture of myself in the mirror with just my 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 knickers on. Get it? That's all my Brits out there. And just to look, and that's gonna be my motivation. Like, yeah, that's gonna change, big time. So yeah, I try to stick close to my resolutions, but yeah, getting rest of my arms tatted up. Like I got 3 tattoos on me, but I always wanted to finish my arms, like get my arms fully tatted up. My right arm is for me, my personality, and what I like, and my left arm will be for all my loved ones that passed away. So one definitely is going to be a big portrait of my mom and gravestones of my grandparents, my 2 brothers' names, and things like that. That's my left arm would be from my family. So don't be surprised you start see me posting pictures in the community feed of me with a new tat or something like that. Like, don't be surprised if you see the King of Hearts on my hand right here, Domokashi, or see the Triforce, which I do want, or the N7, Mass Effect on one of my chests, because I do plan to get that stuff. So yeah, I do have resolutions. I try to stick close to them, but yeah, mostly. Everybody's saying Happy New Year, guys. Next question from the Hooded is favorite movie of 2021. Well, believe it or not, I haven't watched a lot of movies, but I've watched a pretty fair enough. Um, and that's still tough for me because there was still some movies I have not seen that that I have need to watch. Uh, for example, I have not watched Antlers yet. I wanted to watch that. I have it. I haven't watched it yet. There was a few movies on Netflix that I wanted to watch. Um, and I'm still gonna watch it, even though it didn't really do well because I need to see it for myself. The new Resident Evil movie, which an old friend of mine has said is terrible. But me, I gotta see it for myself. So yeah, I got there's still movies, but if we're gonna be honest right now, um, I guess I gotta go No Way Home. What a way to end the trilogy so far. Um, I've posted both of my reviews on the channel. Like I said, my my Patreons were gonna get it. They were gonna get it first, but then I posted a spoiler free the last day of December, and that's when I really went in on it. So go check it out if you want to hear everything, all my favorite scenes, what I liked, blah, blah, blah. It was a great movie. It is the best of Tom Holland best performance Tom Holland put in as Spider-Man, and there you can clearly see why I think now he does should now hold that title as best Spider-Man, best live action Spider-Man. And it seemed like the trilogy all along, the trilogy was a secret origin movie to him finally becoming the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, like using that monarch, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, which he does say. I think it was also the best performance of Marissa Tomei as Aunt May. This one really gave her more shine, more spotlight, which I appreciated. And I love that. Yeah, even though once again, like I said, if you haven't seen it, So turn off the video if you haven't seen this, because shut the stream off real quick. Yeah, she does say those famous words, and I'm glad at least it was a Parker that said it. So yeah, I did like it, and seeing all three Spider-Men together, that was magic. That was so much fun, to the point I'm like, I want to see that again. Like, uh, and I know a lot of people are saying like maybe we could do that for another character. Like maybe we could see two Blades, or Wesley as Blade and Mahershala Ali's Blade together, or something like that. I don't necessarily think we need to do that, but it would be kind of cool. Just saying. Uh, Rest in peace, Betty White and John Madden. Yes, indeed. We lost one of the greats in professional football. John Madden was a sports analyst. He was also a coach. He actually took my team, Raiders, to 3 championships. And a heck of a nice guy. I've been heard from a lot of people. You couldn't get off that voice of his. He had a very unique voice, very high pitched, but it was cool. And also a gaming franchise that was named after him. So he and Betty White, such a lovely soul. I've been reading more about her, what she was like in the 50s, and and the early 60s and 70s, like when she had her TV show, how she had a little trouble with like the networks at the time. Um, she had a black dancer on her show, and people were telling, you got to get rid of him, and she basically took a stand as like, no, he stays. And so basically, Betty was Miss White was she was for the cause. She knew talent when she saw it. And you talk about a career spanning how many decades, and huh and staying relevant. Like, it's just like, I am one of those guys who grew up in the 80s. So, and I'm very proud to say I did watch Golden Girls, and I still love it to this day. Anytime I catch it, if I'm flipping through the channels, and I'll maybe flip on like the Hallmark channel, because they have Golden Girls on the Hallmark channel a lot, or TV Land, and I see it, I know what I'm watching. I'm gonna sit down and watch Golden Girls. I loved Golden Girls and all of them, and it's really sad to see like she was the last. She was like literally the last of the Mohicans. She lasted amongst all of them. When Bo Arthur died, and I was like, there's one, and then Blanche died. I'm like, and then another one. I was like, oh Jesus, what the? And she lasted, and I was hoping, praying that she would have gotten to 100 years old. She was so close. The same thing about, like, I used to say about Stan Lee. Like, I hope he gets to 100. Didn't make it. But such a beautiful soul, and seemed like everybody, never a bad thing about her. So in a hindsight, her death kind of hurts. It hurts because there's not a lot of celebrity deaths that bother, but there are a few that do get to me, and I was actually planning on doing a video about that. There are some. Her death did kind of bother me. I was like, oh, that felt that one.
Yeah, and then how it was hours away from the New Year.
Yeah, that one hurt. That hurt. I was like, oh. So you talk about a person who had great chemistry with her co-stars, but also had great comedic timing. There you go. She was great. Hey Chris, happy New Year. Thank you, Andre. You too. What's up? What's up? What's up? Do you Lashley versus, wait, Travis? What are you trying to say? Do I want to see Lashley versus Brock Lesnar? Is that what you're trying to say? Because I think that's where it's going. It probably ain't gonna happen at WrestleMania, but it will happen maybe at the Royal Rumble or so. Good, like I know that's what Lashley wants. Mr. Lashley wants that. I mean, we got these two big bulls ready to collide. And when Lashley, they were always separated because I don't think Lashley was around when Brock was there. No, he wasn't. He was in another company. He was in TNA and things like that. Was he?
When Lashley first came in WWE, Brock was gone.
No, I mean I'm talking about later on. They never crossed paths.
When Brock came back.
Yeah.
When he came back, yeah, Lashley was
in TNA, right?
No, Lashley at first was doing.
Was he doing MMA?
He was doing Bellator.
Yeah, he was doing Bellator.
Then he came back to
TNA.
And then when Lashley came back to WWE, they were still separated.
Yeah, they've always been separated, but now it seemed like and
the first time they ever shared the ring.
So yeah, man, like it's a big deal. But knowing WWE, they probably won't make it into a big deal because they're stupid. Next up, what Marvel villain do you see joining the League of Assassins? Lady Bullseye. What if Amazing Spidey met Mary Jane Jameson? What? That would be really so funny. So, I'm not quite sure what the hell that is. Next question, Andre asks, got any animated movies that you're excited for next year? The Bad Guys, I'm actually excited for. That's definitely one. With Sam Rockwell playing the big bad wolf, and Mr. Wolf, Mr. Spider, Mrs. Spider, Mr. Shark. I did a reaction on it. It's really funny. It's under DreamWorks. It looks funny, and I was just like, okay, this looks fun. I like this. This is fun. This looks fun. That's definitely one of them for sure. Yeah. Are you ready for Sonic 2? Yeah. I enjoyed the first movie. Loved that. I thought it was great. The first one was great. I even liked the song by Wiz Khalifa and all of them. Speed Me Up. I actually like that song. I love the beat, and I love it fits Sonic in a lot. And this time around, it's gonna have Knuckles in there. Idris Elba's playing him, and I'm still got to get used to that. Like Idris Elba's voice coming out of Knuckles, but Tails is gonna be in it. So, and the original actress who voiced Tails from the video game will play him again. And Jim Carrey coming back as Dr. Eggman or Dr. Robotnik, whichever one you want to consider. And now in the more traditional look, look great. I gotta admit, looks fun. Let's see. Next up, what actor and actress do you see being a good antagonist in a rush hour movie? Well, Kuma, there's been 3 Rush Hour movies.
That's pretty.
Yeah, Kuma,
that's pretty telling. That's an interesting point because if you think about it, Jackie and Chris are the 2 biggest names in all of the Rush Hours.
Right. Yeah, you kind of.
It's never really been in 2 you had
Zhang Yi.
Yeah, coming off of Crouch and Tuck, but it's never really been about who's the antagonist. So that's actually an interesting question.
Yeah, it is a kind of
a James Bond. Or
that's a
Marvel movie or whatever. Yeah, it's not really been with Rush Hour. To be quite honest, all the time the antagonist is the biggest thing in Rush Hours. That is actually, now that I think about it, that actually is a good question, Kuma. I didn't think about it at first, but yeah, out of all 3 of the movies,
the antagonists have been kind of pushed to the back. You know, the first one was I'm forgetting the actor's name, but you know he was kind of pushed to the back. You know, but he was, and then in the second one we had, you know, Zani, who from Carlton Hidden Dragon. She was in it. She was great. I mean, she was vicious, but still.
And even in the third one.
And in the third one, we had Mr. Hanama, you know, who played Scorpion. You know, he was the villain in that.
But you have to actually watch the movie to know why it's such a big deal of him as a character.
Yeah, like you know, and then they went in deep into it, like, you know, and then of course you had Max von Schreiber, who was also the villain you didn't know, but yeah, that dude's a legend. But he's a legendary actor, so to see him in that, but overall, but if you look at it, in an overarching, the villains in the Rush Hour series have never been like I don't want to use it, but yeah, like a Darth Vader. When you think of Star Wars, Darth Vader comes to mind real quick.
Or if you want to be fair, even compared to Die Hard.
Yeah,
You've had Hans Gruber and Simon Gruber. Just those. Remember them.
You remember them, but man, a villain. What did you say again? A female actress and a male actress. Somebody who could play a bad girl really well. Like for example, if Rush Hour 4, I don't know when that's going. If that got like someone like Charlize Theron in there, that's going over, because she was actually a really good bad girl. I was like, damn, Charlize, you could really be bad when you want to. I like that, so I'll go Charlize Theron. And male wise, I'm gonna go. No, female wise. No, I'm different. Male wise, I'm gonna go. I would say like, because he has played a villain before, but yeah, like someone like Jason Statham or somebody like that.
You gotta put in consideration, okay, Jackie is gonna have fights.
Yeah, so
and because he's going on 3, Carter's gonna have fights. Yeah, and in 3, Carter got great.
So yeah, somebody like that.
Okay, whoever's the villain, okay, are they matching up with Jackie?
So could you match? So you can imagine that Jason Statham and Charlize Theron. Now Charlize has shown she get nitty gritty, and I applaud her for that stuff. I'm like, that's her doing all that stuff. So imagine her as a bad girl.
But if she's a Rush Hour villain, would she just be what she is in Fast and Furious?
No, she'd be kind of more deadlier.
I don't think she's doing it in the act. That's why you got John Cena there.
Yeah. So yeah, something like that. Let's see. Your next question. Who's it? I would also love to see Miss Stone come back as Spider-Gwen, well, it's not Spider-Gwen anymore. Her name's Ghost Spider. Ghost Spider. Meet up with Andrew. What do you think of Amazing Spider-Man 3 would be like? Ever since, you know, Andrew came back, like,
he had the cat's eye of the bag, everybody.
Yeah, you know how long they had to keep quiet about that stuff. I'm like, I know y'all got to keep quiet about it, but I think a lot of people wanted to see Emma back, but she would have to be from she would have to be from Earth 65, because the Gwen we know, first of all, there is no Gwen in, well, we know of as of right now. We don't know if there is a Gwen in the the MCU. We don't know. But there was one in his world. So to see her come back, Emma come back as like Ghost Spider. Somebody asked me this question on, Instagram, not Instagram, on Facebook about this too. Like, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this as an opinion spot. And people was asking, like, is the time for a live action Miles Morales, or is it Miles Morales time for many of the different Spider women? You know, Mayday Parker, Gwen. You know, um, uh, Jessica Drew, and Julia Carpenter. Yeah, it's time. Yeah, I love to see them. But yeah, I mean, I would love to see. It'd be great to see Emma dress up in that costume, and you know, it'd be great because I always like Gwen's costume. Her costume is pretty cool. I like that. I like that hooded look. That's cool. Warhawk. What's your favorite Mountain Dew product? I don't drink a lot of Mountain Dew. I don't like Mountain Dew. Not at all. I really don't. Not a big Mountain Dew fan. I I I I remember when Mountain Dew used to just look like this. Is how far back I go with Mountain Dew. I remember Mountain Dew used to just look like 7 Up and all those other things. You know, 7 Up and Sprite, and it was clear. And then when it turned to that piss looking, then it yeah. So I remember all that. Um, I mean, eventually there are times where I will say when I'm at like a 7-Eleven, I will get like the Baja. So that is like Mountain Dew. I'll get that when the big gulps. I get those once in a time, but I'm not the biggest Mountain Dew fan. I really don't. I'm not. Not really. So we have okay. So what do you expect from the upcoming MCU She-Hulk TV coming up? I can't wait to see that. I've been waiting to see Jen Walters in the MCU for a long time. I've been waiting for a long time to finally see another family member. You know, to see Bruce that showcase. Yeah, Bruce has family. He's not alone technically. He has a cousin and a very close cousin. They have been close. So I'm looking for. I can't wait to see. You know what? And I'm hoping they don't show her how she truly looks and all gammed out in a trailer. Don't show that. That be something to. But you know these trailers gonna do it. If they do it, I'm not. I won't watch it because I want to be shocked to see uh, her as She-Hulk. As for what's to come, I think it's going to be more of a kind of a court drama, which would be fine with other superheroes and things like that. I actually talked about this on a video. Where would I want to see all the other Netflix characters who haven't made it transition into the MCU yet? And I said Jessica Drew, put her in She-Hulk. Hellcat, you could put her there too. Her Jennifer and Patsy Walker, aka Hellcat, are great friends. But I always said Jessica could be Jennifer's investigator. For all those who don't know, and this is y'all remember a show back in the day called Matlock with Andy Griffith? That's another one of my favorite 80s shows. Love that show. He had a lot of when he would do his court cases and to get more info to make sure he would win the case. He had an investigator that helped him. He had 3 of them, and he would use them, and that's how I would like to see Jessica Jones be used as like, yeah, you know, I need your help, and she comes in and is like, what do you want, Walters? You know, something like played by Christian Ritter. You know, again, like I'm just saying it would be cool. But yeah, man, like I think it's gonna be a crime drama. They say a comedy. I don't mind that because a lot of She-Hulk's comic series are kind of little comedy, is comedic as well. So, and yeah, and she's the real first character to break the fourth wall. So yeah, and I like the trailer that they show when she's like, "Don't make me angry." I was like, all right, that's cool. You know, cool. But I am looking forward to the She-Hulk. Huh?
Is it a case where she turns on and turns off?
I'm assuming she can flip it off and turn it on for because that's how it was for a while. And then before it became just permanent. It was first like she would get angry and then and then later on, and then it started to, she can go in and out of it. And yeah, and Bruce is gonna be in it, so yeah, it's good to see. Since No Way Home has done so well, do you think it opens the door for the MCU versions of the Lizard, the Doc Ock, and Norman Osborn to eventually show up? I don't think so. I think we already seen those villains already. So let's use villains that we have not seen, like a Hobgoblin, a Craven. Every time I mention Craven, I keep forgetting they're doing that Craven movie. Fuck. Craven, Scorpion. If if I'm doing, because they're working on the next Spider-Man. If I'm them, I would have Spidey deal with him going back, since he's going back to his friendly neighbor. Have them deal with the gang wars, like different, like Tombstone and Mr. Negative, but he's got help. Daredevil. I would go start. I think now is the time for Marvel to start showing more of the street level stuff. And Hawkeye was a good example of that. Boom, that worked. Next on the list, Biggie was poorly booked as a champ. Could have been booked a lot better. Yes, he was. He was poorly booked. Lashley versus Lesnar could have a big fight feel. Yes, it could if WWE will be smart enough and not lazy and built it, book it up. Hey Chris, that sort of came out of nowhere, at least for me. Um, which Marvel characters do you see being a part of the Suicide Squad? No, I don't. I don't see that. Don't need it. Oh yeah, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. So who would win in a fight? Gene Starwin or Star Lord Peter Quill? Which Peter Quill are we talking about? Which Peter Quill? Because if you're going on the Peter Quill of old, then that Star Lord wins. But if we're talking about Peter Quill now, the one that's more jokey, it can be 50-50. But we're talking about like the Star Lord that we saw in that when we saw in the late 2000s that was fighting with Nova, or the Star Lord that we saw in Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. That Star Lord wins. That Peter Quill wins easily. My boy Chris was good. Sorry I'm late. Please guys, do not apologize for being late. There's no problem. If you can't make the streams, that's fine. That's why they go up. So you can just comment there and I'll answer anything there. Blueberry Waterfalls. That is an interesting name. Welcome to the pack, I should say. What's going on, dude? I always love your vids and I don't really comment, but I always watch. And I've been watching you for the past couple of years, ever since you reviewed comic books. Keep it up. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that very much. The comic reviews are coming back, but they'll be a lot differently. I'm not gonna just review my whole stash anymore. I'll take a few different books that I want to highlight, and I'll read and I'll review it there. But yeah, they're coming back. Don't worry, they're gonna be back. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Blueberry. Yeah. I sound like Kool-Aid. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dig it. No, I'm just messing. Do you think Thanos would wipe out the Green Lantern Corps. He put up a fight. He definitely put up a fight. He's definitely taken out some of them. I definitely would agree with that. Like and we're not just talking with the gauntlet. No, people don't understand that Thanos is powerful without that freaking gauntlet. He's still a threat without it. So, but I can see him. I don't think he'd be able to take them all out, but he would take out a majority of them, especially young ones that are not fully trained or not ready for battle. But we're talking about veterans like all the Earth Green Lanterns and like Kilowog and people like that. Yeah, he'd have a pretty decent fight with them. But I think he their will summon them. Like he's like, okay, so it's willpower, huh? All right, you know. Will Miser, what did oh, hold on, I'm gonna blow this up a little bit because pop up. There we go. All right, here we go. So what was the next? I think I missed some questions. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, 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 I did. Okay. Just want to make sure I didn't miss it. Okay. What was there? No. No, I did. I did miss it. No. No. Okay, what did you think of the Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan match, and what are your general thoughts on Liv Morgan? Do you think she'll ever win the title? Like I said before, I didn't watch day one, just heard about it, and from what I heard, the match was decent, very decent, but it was a botch at the end. It was supposed to be Liv goes for her finisher, and she gets countered, and Becky was supposed to put her foot on the rope, but she was her legs were not too short to reach the ropes, and she pinned him clean. So I agree with Solomonster. Like, there's no need to do a third match if you just had Becky go over clean. As for liking Liv, I've been watching Liv since she debuted. And I always liked her. I was like, okay, this cute blonde from Jersey. I'm like, yeah. And to see her, she's improved a lot. She has improved very much, and I'm hoping people take notice of that. She has improved. Will she ever get the title? That's hard to say when you got someone like Bianca Belair up there. I wouldn't say no, but it's definitely looks like it may be Bianca who takes it finally from Becky. Liv was just just here for that. Marion, what do you think the ramifications would be if Mai killed Azula before Ty Lee could stop her? And how do you think the character and relationship with Zuko would have changed? Everything would have changed. There would have been just a lot of hate, probably hate there. Zuko didn't like Azula too much either, but that's still his sister. At the end of the day, that's still his sister, and I would think he would be very distraught. Like, you killed my sister. Like, how am I supposed to just forget that? See. Next up, top 3 movies you like but everyone hates. I definitely throw Jurassic Park 3 up there. Nobody likes Jurassic Park 3, but I like it. I liked it. Um, Another movie that I think nobody really liked, but I liked. Uh, um, Oh, geez, I can't. I think. Oh, when I talk about this movie, I don't think a lot of people actually like it or Idle Hands. You know, I love that movie, Idle Hands. That's a funny movie. That's a good movie. And uh, uh, the remake of oh um um the other one I think people don't really. I hear people say I hate that movie. Um, Van Helsing for some reason. I'm like, what the. Look, to each its own. But yeah, those are top three. There goes some three right there. Have you watched Arcadia on Netflix? No, and I'm gonna watch it, but I'm gonna be like a novice because I don't know anything about that character or that world. So I'm gonna be really interested. Betty White was the Golden Girls and the spinoff of Golden. And did you watch the spinoffs? I love Golden Girls. I loved Empty Nest. That was definitely a spinoff. And I watched Golden Palace. But I loved Empty Nest out of the spinoffs, and I watched them all. I watched all them shows when I was a kid. I when it comes to me being a child of the '80s, that's the thing about me. It's like when I say I'm a child of the '80s, I don't just say that to just say, "Oh no, I was there, I was there. I knew what came on." '82. I was born in '82, so I missed 2 years. But other than that, like when I hear people say, "Well, I'm a child of the '80s too," and I say, "Oh yeah, when were you born?" 88, 89. I'm like, you're not really. You're not. You're not technically. You're really not. You're more of a '90s baby. You grew up more in the '90s than the '80s. I grew up in the '80s and the '90s. So, but yeah, I was a big fan of all of them shows. Empty Nest, Night Court. I loved Night Court, and I know they're doing a sequel to that soon on NBC. I'm like, yo, my child is coming back. It's just good stuff. Um, I'm sure Lesnar and Lashley crossing paths in the U. No, they never crossed because Lashley was not in the UFC. He was in Bellator. He was not in UFC. So Chris, did you hear that the original Winnie the Pooh books are now in public domain? Really? Whoa, that's interesting. Didn't know that. Winnie the Pooh. Matthew Mann, what is good? Matthew Mann was my first Patreon. He was my first Patreon on the Patreon. He is a and Matthew, I hope you're doing well. I know you lost your dad, so I've been giving prayers out as of late because I know what that's like to lose a parent. So yeah, yeah, Matthew Mann is here. What is good? Hey, what's crack-a-lackin'? I was wondering, how do you feel the Netflix Daredevil passes the 2000 movie and PG and a direct in every way, every way. Um, I when they first announced the Daredevil series on Netflix, one of the four characters, I tried to go into that series not thinking about the movies, Ben Affleck's movie, and it just happened. Everything about that series was far better, superior to those movies. You got to see Matt grow as the vigilante Daredevil. Also see him better as a lawyer. Yeah, and you saw that in the director's cut, but still, it was just and and one of the biggest things, it had stick. It had stick, like stuff like that. It was the little things that made the Daredevil series better than the movies. And I own both the direct theatrical and director's cut. So that's one. Thank you, Matthew. Next question. Between Catwoman and Elektra, who do you see as more of a badass and hardcore, and why? Elektra, all the way. They actually fought, and Elektra kicked her ass. Yeah, all the way, Elektra. It's not even a question of why she is; it's who she is. Elektra is the greatest assassin in the Marvel Universe. Period. Everybody here, when they hear that name, even super-powered heroes respect that name or fear it. When you think about Catwoman, I'm like, you're okay, but and I'm not even the biggest Catwoman fan. I'm not. I've never have been. But Elektra, all the way. The turmoil she went through, the training, everything. Like her whole life is like an upside and crazy roller coaster. And now she's a daredevil now in the comics, which has been great. Her now taking the mantle of Daredevil. Well, Matt's back, so there's like two Daredevils. She's called Daredevil, the woman without fear. So it's really cool. I like that. Yeah, forgot to say happy. Uh, anyway, what about Bullseye having a meeting with Hawkeye, both in pure long range match? Who do you think is coming out on top? Well, they have fought. Hawkeye and Bullseye have fought. What makes Bullseye dangerous is his long range. Like he can take the most inanimate object, like a phone, fling that with such superior accuracy, and it kill you. He could take. Sorry. He could take like a like a rubber band like this and shoot it with accuracy and probably kill you or harm you in some way. He has that kind of ability. That's why whenever Daredevil fights him, Daredevil always gets in close. Once he gets in, that's it. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that Bullseye can't fight. He can. But if you look at the constant fights that he's had with Daredevil, it's taken his toll on him more than Matt. Now, Bullseye, after a while, Bullseye had to get his back reinforced with adamantium. So his spine is like unbreakable now. Like just because of his fights with Daredevil. So you got to look at it from that point of view. But yes, Hawkeye is a marksman with an arrow. And it doesn't take a lot but with him being who he is and his accuracy, when they fought, Hawkeye was beating Bullseye to the draw. He would beat Bullseye to the draw. Every time Bullseye tried to throw, arrow already came out. He already had launched the arrow. So it is a difference. But if I'm going with pure accuracy, marksmanship, I'm definitely going Bullseye. Creativity, yes. Hawkeye. Creativity wise, it's Bullseye because just the amount of things this guy can use. He used freaking playing cards to throw and slicing people's throats with it. Like, just think about that. So any particular thoughts on the upcoming Crypto and Legion of? Yeah, that looks fun. That's another one that looks fun. It's going to be interesting to see. It's The Rock's playing Crypto. It's fun. That's funny, but yeah, I mean that looks fun. That looks fun too. Super Pets. I will give you a video suggestion soon enough. By the way, anyway, yeah. Remember, you have to remember. Okay, Matthew, I hear you saying that, but remember what remember what your tier on Patreon is. Those are the suggestions that you give me. So you got to remember that. But yeah, take your time. So take your time. But the question is, but anyways, should they make more Warner Brother live action movies or even Nickelodeon ones? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd love to see, and I know there were more live action movies. Yeah. Um, what is Darkman X's greatest rhymes to you, and his greatest album? DMX. Uh, I will always say his best album was his second album, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. That's definitely to me his my favorite. His greatest rhyme. It wasn't even a rhyme. It was just him talking, and it starts off from his song "Slippin'," where he said, "To live is to suffer. To live to suffer, that's by all means." I was like, that was tight. I love that. I love "Slippin'." That's another good song. I love that song. That's definitely one of his great songs too. Slipping, I'm falling. I can't get up. You just hear what his life. That's the hip hop that I like. It's telling a story. You hear he's not rapping about how much bling I got on or how much girls I get or how much pussy I got or man, fuck all that. Give me rapping about how you grew up. Give me a story of what you're going through, how you arose out of that style. Don't get me wrong, there are some great party songs too, but that's my favorite hip hop. Not this stuff that you're hearing too much now. You know. Um, let's see. How about live action DreamWorks movies or even Lego films? Like I said, I just talked about Bad Guys. That's a DreamWorks animated movie. I'm looking forward to that with the Big Bad Wolf. That's gonna be fun. Uh, who do you find the most one-dimensional villain, anti-villain, hero, or anti-heroes? One dimension villains. I kind of find Lex Luthor like that. I'm like, yo, it's like that. I definitely found a Joker that way too. Sometimes, um, anti anti hero. Um, Sentry. I care less about him anyway. So yeah, I hate the Sentry. So he's up there. Anti-hero. Sometimes Slade comes off one dimension. I'm like, dude, like enough. Like, what the hell's wrong with you sometimes? Like, that's a good one. Blueberry. Thoughts on the two Ninja Turtle movies that's coming out in the future? The CGI Seth Rogen next summer and the reboot live action with Michael Bay in the oh fuck. Really? I'm not. I could care less about the Michael Bay one. That's the first time I'm hearing that shit. I Michael Bay keep his fucking hands off of my childhood and just stay out of anything. Okay. As for the Seth Rogen one, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. 50-50 on that one. But still, no Ninja Turtle movie will ever beat the original. The original gave us everything we wanted, and I will take men in suits over CGI turtles any day, especially in them mini Hulks that we saw in that those other movies. Excuse my language. So yeah, my nose keep itching. So yeah, I'll take guys in suits over that. Um, your next question is: are you excited, as I am, for Scream 5? Scream 5 comes out this month. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I hope I don't believe people are saying Sid snapped. If Sydney is the killer, I'm gonna be fucking mad. I'll be fucking mad because that'll be like, what? The ultimate survivor. And she snaps. No. I also think that original will die. Maybe Dewey. Um, if Dewey dies, yeah, I mean, I don't know because it's hard to kill Dewey. This man has survived so much shit. Another one. He's a survivor. Dewey's a survivor. Robin Shue was supposed to play Hiriko Sanada par as Jackie Chan's brother, but that fell through. Oh, that's interesting. I don't like that. That'd have been cool. Between Padme, Ashoka, uh, Leia, who do you see as the more investing worthy Star Wars character? Ahsoka. Hey, buddy, I'm here. What's good? Between that's kind of a tough one because they the first three get more spotlight than the Toxin. Toxin doesn't get that much spotlight. That's Carnage's son. It's okay. Did you see the Rush Hour TV? That was a joke. That should have never. Rush Hour should have. That should have. There's no way Rush Hour. The TV series of Rush Hour was a joke. There was no way they were going to do justice without Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. No way. That was a fail from the get go. What Assassin's Creed game was the best with the gameplay or the storytelling that way you see it? Assassin's Creed 3. That's definitely up there. That's one of my top favorites. Mainly because Connor was a badass. I love Connor, and I understand Connor. And yeah, I'm a little biased when it comes to Native American characters. Because of my heritage, and it's kind of mixed in there as well. But I loved Connor. I thought he was great. Him trying to understand this war and understand. I love that. I just love that everything about that game. Him trying to understand it, like. I love that line where he's talking about, they fight and die I watched them fight and die. They speak of liberty and justice, but for who? Who are they really fighting for? They're not fighting for my people. They're fighting for themselves. I love that. He was a tank with a Ferrari engine. The Redcoats there was nothing they could do with Connor. Connor kicked their asses. They were just, and I loved it. I was loving that. Like, just, I wish there was another game with Connor. I always wish that. I was like, why isn't Connor getting another game? It's all Ezio. I like Ezio, but he's not my favorite assassin. He's not. What Spider-Man villain is the most underrated to you? Hydro Man. Chameleon sometimes. I think Chameleon doesn't get enough credit that he deserves. There's so many. That's what happens but the problem with Spider-Man, his rogues gallery, you could tell a story with any one of them. But Hydro Man definitely, but even the Beetle at the time when he was around, but now he's a good guy. He was. So yeah. Let's see next. Between Red Bull, I do not drink any of these energy drinks. Fuck those things. You need to stay away from those. Stay away. All those energy drinks, Red Bull, Amp, Rockstar, Full Loco, all those. Don't drink those. Don't drink those. Stay away from them. I do not. Where do you rank the upcoming Star Wars shows? Uh, where do I rank them? I haven't watched the late. I haven't watched the Boba Fett yet. I know they. I haven't watched that, but I'm looking forward to Ahsoka because the lovely Rosario Dawson is playing. Oh, God. I got a crush on her, so it is what it is. So I'm looking forward to that. It's hard to rank those. It really is because I haven't watched all of them either. That's another thing I haven't. Uh, Did you watch Everyone Loves Raymond? I started watching it again, and it's funny. Frank America. I wasn't a big fan of Everyone Hates Raymond. Never found Raymond model that funny to me. I just haven't. I don't know. His sense of humor just never got to me. I never really laughed at it. Um, I tried, but it just wasn't for me. I like Ray Motto as Manny, but yeah, other than that, nah. Uh, I don't know. It just didn't work. Um, so yeah, no, not really. Um, oh Jesus, okay. Hold on. One more, guys. All right. Man, my nose. Uh, Next question. What do you prefer, the current canon canon Star Wars or the Legends expanded? Uh, what do I prefer? The Legends expanded universe. I mean, basically the expanded universe, which you should have went like what we saw with Mara Jade and all them. Yeah, that's the one I care about. I don't care about too much of the new stuff too much. I don't. You know, sorry, I don't. You know, I wanted to see Mara Jade live, and we didn't get that. They were stupid not to use that stuff. Do you think Matt Murdock is a good lawyer? Is a good lawyer? Yeah, he's a good lawyer. Dude can tell if you're lying. Like that's the best part. Like, dude, yeah, he's a good lawyer. He's not a bad lawyer. Same thing like Jen Walker. She's a good lawyer. I know Christmas is over, but do you like the original black and white Christmas Carol with I love Christmas Carol in general. Um that's one of my favorite Christmas that's one of my favorites. That Miracle on 34th Street. These are my go-to movies during the Christmas season up until Christmas that I watch. Christmas Story, Home Alone, Home Alone 2, uh, Die Hard. A beautiful. It's a wonderful life. I love Wonderful Life. That's a great movie. Jimmy Stewart. Oh yeah, he's coming. Yeah, Jimmy Stewart. Oh, nobody that voice alone. Um, Oh yeah, but I love the Christmas Carol. I watched all of them up at even I even watched the Patrick Stewart version that came on. I thought that was good too. Patrick Stewart plays Scrooge. I love I even love the Disney Scrooge and, and Muppet Christmas Carol. I love all those things. Those are great stuff. Yeah. Uh, Way he handles things. Yeah, yeah, he handles things. Yeah. Marion, what was the worst thing you've seen Trevor Phillips uh from it due to some you take your pick on that one. Jesus Christ. Superman Superman, Supergirl versus Hulk and She-Hulk. Which superhero cousins come out on top? Depends on the Hulks. It definitely depends on the Hulk. But you know, overarching is probably Superman. I don't really want to see it because I don't like superhero fights. What if Karen Page becomes blind? That'd have been interesting, but I don't think Karen would have became like a fighter. Between Kingpin, Bullseye, and the Hand, which villains or the villain do you see as a superior overall in skills and personality? Well, the Hand is a group. That's first thing right there. People got to remember the Hand is a group. You got to pick a member of the Hand. It's different. Uh, gotta go with Kingpin. Just he's overarching. Do you think Harry Osborn would make a fine Hobgoblin? No, because we had a fine Hobgoblin. We have a fine Hobgoblin. Robert Kingsley, Jason McIndale. Those are good. Those are good Hobgoblins. Who is more of a boss to you, Red Skull or Lex Luthor? Uh, I'll say Lex Luthor because I don't mess with Nazis. Fuck Nazis. uh, Caroline, do you think we'll see MJ and Ned around in the MCU? Maybe. Depends. Could we see Hobgoblin? I want to see Hobgoblin. Is Foggy Nelson a good partner and sidekick as a lawyer? Yes, he is. Foggy is a legend. Foggy is a good friend and just overall, yeah, he's a good character. I watched the animated Batman Soul of the Dragon this week. Okay. Which one is that? Is that the one where when it's kind of like the 70s vibe? I think I can't remember. Do you think it was a missed opportunity in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3 for not having Dr. Connors become the main villain as a lizard? I guess, but that movie was destined to fail because of too much interference from the studio. I turned 33 on Tuesday. Well, happy birthday. I won't spoil anything, but I say this: Richard Dragon and Shiva both stole the show. I've seen Soul Dragon. I know. Yeah, they were good in that. They were fine. Who are the best magic users in Marvel that you find worthy and high ranking? Well, Doctor Strange is definitely up there. Wanda, Brother Voodoo, Shaman, definitely. He does not get enough credit that he deserves. Yeah, you definitely got to throw Magic up in there. Uh, yeah, those are a few. There you go. Clea, she's up there. So yeah, there's a bunch. Do you think in Hawkeye they made Wilson Fisk look like a clown or a joke? Neither. What clown did you? What were you watching? Wasn't no clown. He wasn't even a joke. You crazy. Like if I don't know what you were watching, Matthew. The dude took arrows to the chest. He looked more like the Kingpin in comics than anything. The only reason why Kate beat him was because of her weapons. If she didn't have it, she was gonna get killed. He would have killed her. And clown, joke, wrong words to use. I think Annihilus could be a good villain for the Green Knight. Yes. What do you think May and Zuko would do to Deadpool? If I don't know, I really don't. I just burning him ain't gonna help. He'll heal from it. Do you think what Prince of Persia game was actually the most intriguing? I guess it starts with the first one. The first one was always, that was very interesting. That's why they remastering the first game, the game that started. Has your point of view changed about the God of War series? About what? I still love the God of War games, especially the latest ones. Seeing him as a father is great. But if you're talking about the third one, still talking about some of that, a lot of stuff that happened in those games was Kratos' fault. That hasn't changed because it's true. Most of that stuff is his fault. He got cocky, he got overbearing, and yeah. If Batman can break Hal Jordan's will, Thanos could definitely do it. He'll probably enjoy it. He gets off on death. So yeah, anything to please his love, death, he's gonna do it. Did you ever think that there's too much hypocrisy in fandoms? Hypocrisy, and you better look at the people who are constantly going off on, oh, please bring back the Snyderverse. Jesus Christ, that bullshit. I recently just posted something on my Facebook about that. This doofus posted and talks about how he doesn't care about the Batman movie and a black Catwoman and all this other stuff. That's stupid. Blah blah. Blah. So I literally said, yeah, go ahead, flex to the internet, flex what you really are. And I said, oh yeah, by the way, Eartha Kitt's spirit is just talking to me right now, and she says you need to get educated. That just shows like you're stupid. I have nothing against Zack Snyder personally, but his fandom is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and there are other fandoms too, but the Snyder, that's ridiculous. I don't care about that. The Snyder cut. I don't want to see any more of that stuff. You liked it, fine. I didn't. End of discussion. Um, do you think Kingpin would hire Deathstroke to kill Daredevil? Yeah, that'd be actually a good fight too. Do you like any of the Zorro movies? TV? I love Zorro. I love Zorro. I've been a fan of Zorro since I was a kid. So yeah, I've always loved just fencing in general, like fencing, archery, fencing. That stuff is intrigues me. That always intrigued me as a kid. Like to see somebody fencing with a rapier, and I'm like, is it sharp? And then when I held the rapier for the first time, I was like, it's not heavy, but I'm like, okay, it's pretty cool. I was really cool about that. I'm sure that. Okay, let me speed through some of these questions real quick. Uh Dragonheart movies. I like the first one. That's all that. Which version of Robin Hood hits home the most? Depends. That's kind of hard. I get the BBC version I liked a lot more. Were you ever into Sabrina the Teenage Witch at any point? Yes. I had a crush on Melissa Joan Hart since she was Carissa, and I still do now. She's never mind. I better stop. Idle Hands was a good movie. You damn right. Van Helsing was good. You damn right too. I hear people all the time say they don't like Hugh Jackman's Van Helsing. I'm like, well, do you like Vampire Hunter D? Because that's basically all his Van Helsing is. It's just Vampire Hunter D. Just no. I love that. Happy New Year, buddy. Thank you, Nicole. Are you wrestling Major League as Alex? No, laughing out loud. I don't do it together. Which DC character should have their own animated movie, and I mean, in the vein of Spider Verse? JLA, JSA. Do you think Darkseid can take on Adam Warlock? Yes. Would be a good fight. Which video game character do you see joining Hydra? I would say Wesker, but he'd probably take it over. Who's the best swordsman or swordswoman in comics, in your opinion? Mm, Swordman. You can definitely throw him up in there. Um, Conan. There you go. Just throw that. Which version of Buffy do you find as the higher lead, the movie or TV series? I'm gonna go with the TV series, even though I originally saw when I remember Buffy, it was the movie with Christy Swanson. But I'll go with the TV series because that gave it more lore. I love DMX songs and I listen to them. Yeah, Buffy turns 25 this year. Yeah, it's crazy. Uh, you are funny. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I like Wonder Woman. I love Wonder Woman too. I love Tarzan sound Disney sound. Tarzan. I love the Phil Collins. That those songs. Yeah, those make me cry because when I think about them, I'm thinking about my mother. So I'm like, yeah, that's not good. Did Michael Bay ruin Transformers' reputation? Yeah, kinda. I mean, that's not the Optimus Prime I want to think about. No, that's not. Fuck that. Um, I like good redemption stories, but also sometimes like can't we just let villains be evil? Right. Uh, David Biglad was good. How do you feel about the rumors of DCU replacing Bat? I've heard these things. I've heard this story like they're going to replace them in a new. But then I'm like, well, they did that in the comics. Go read Superman, Batman. There was a universe where Supergirl and Batgirl or Batwoman was the world's finest, and I'm like, yeah. But still, it's just like that's stupid. Um, the first Ninja Turtle movie also gave us Kevin Nash in his film. That's part two, not the first movie. Part two. I don't buy into rumors, Dave. It's not really a rumor. It's been trending all over. So it's kind of like a rumor slash. I don't buy that Sydney snapping thing. I don't, man. I refuse to buy into that Sydney is the killer. I refuse. I swear. I'm going to that movie, and if I sit there and I see Sydney turn on Dewey or all that, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why? Why? That's all. What's her motive? What's her motive? That's always going to be like, why'd she turn? This woman has seen nearly all her family members, except her father, die. Her aunt dead, cousin dead, her brother dead, mom dead, boyfriend dead. She only got her father left, and she's strong for like I can't. No way am I buying into that. David asks again, how do you feel about MCU setting up street level threats like Kingpin? They're great. I've been wanting that for a long time. Let's get the street turf war going. I'm just saying. And start seeing them other street level heroes. It's good to showcase. I've been wanting to see all the corners of the Marvel Universe for a long time. It's always just the cosmic threats. Yeah, that's great. But let's also see what goes on in our own backyard. Those heroes that help people like us. Let's go. Um, Not big into Assassin's Creed, but I like it. I love Odyssey. Did you, as someone who's fascinated, I have all the Assassin's Creed games, the ones that were good, that don't have problems. What was your reaction when Craven buried Spider-Man alive in Craven Last Hunt? Great story. Love Craven's Last Hunt. It's crazy. I was like, yeah, he snapped. I don't drink alcohol or drink energy. I stick with soda products. You better stop drinking the soda products too. Calm down on that too. David, who would you like to see play as Black Cat, and how would you introduce her into the MCU world? Well, back in the day, Trisha Helfer would have been my pick for Black Cat. You don't know who Trisha Helfer is? Look her up. But we did get to, she did voice the character in Spectacular Spider-Man. But as of now, who could I see playing Felicia Hardy? Well, first, I think I would make her a little older. I would make her. Oh man. If it was up to me, I'd probably have Natalie Dormer because she looked like a cat. I'm like, you ever seen Natalie Dormer is hot, but she got feline features. I'm like, yeah, she looked like a cat. But how would I introduce her? Basically, I guess through the family, the Hardy family, like you just see them, and then you see what she does for like a thrill seek. Like I would use the real like she's the daughter of a cat burglar, so she continues that trait. It's a family legacy, that's in a sense. Being buried alive is one of them. Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to be buried alive. And you ain't gonna 1-inch punch out of things either, because as great as that scene was, that's bullshit. For anybody who doesn't realize, there's no way Beatrice Kiddo should have had enough oxygen to break through that, doing that 1-inch punch she was doing. No way. Because all that ain't oxygen. It's just carbon monoxide, Garen, and then all the dirt that just fell on her, like, it's true. I've seen a lot of doctors, and they say the same thing. This is pure Hollywood, because no way she should have been able to survive that. You say the most realistic thing when she gasping for that air, because that's exactly what it is. There's no way she should have been able to. Even trained military would not be able to do that without dying, because there's no way. There's no oxygen getting in there. But yeah, that's a worst. I don't think anybody wants it. Are you interested with the new Ghostbusters movie that is out now? I have not seen it. I want to see it. So I still need. That's another movie that's why I said it's hard for best movie for me of 2021, because I still haven't seen that. I definitely want to see it. And I have seen Spider-Man. Go watch my reviews on it. I did too. Non-spoiler, and I did a spoiler, Nicole. My nose drives me crazy. Let's see. Did you watch the Boba Fett pilot? No, I have not, but I'm going to watch it. I compare it to Samurai Jack as that's good. What if Ned was in love with MJ, and that's how he becomes a villain and turns to kill Peter? You'd be basically him becoming Hobgoblin, because Ned Leeds is a Hobgoblin. I don't think so. He wouldn't do that. They wouldn't go that route. Blueberry, did you like the movie Immortal? The movie Immortal Engines. I love it. Never read the books, but I heard that they were based on. I've never watched that. The movie Immortal Engines. No, I never watched that. Not sure. Okay. Oh, that's tough. Do you think it was a missed opportunity to introduce a different take on Union Jack in Falcon and the Winter Soldier show, that have him be the bodyguard of Valkyria and as a group? I still think we're gonna see people from MI13. And I think we're gonna see a lot of the British Marvel characters real soon. More of them. We saw the Black Knight, but he's not in full armor yet. But yeah, so I'm thinking we're gonna see Captain Britain soon. And if Kevin Feige is really talking to Henry Cavill to play that character, play Brian Braddock, by all means, let him do it. Because to me, looks like Warner Brothers is never going to let him be Superman again. And that's sad because he wasn't a bad Superman. He just bad material. And if that's the case, let him go off and be another character. And why not play a character that he is of his nationality, a British character? He's from Old Jersey, the island of there's New Jersey and then there's Old Jersey, the island of Jersey. That's where he's from. And I love Henry Cavill. Seems like just a humble dude. He's one of us, Hell, he nearly missed an audition because he was playing a video. Like stuff like that just makes you like, yeah, that's me. That's me. But I Union Jack, looking forward to seeing. I want to see Spitfire. I want to see all those characters. Snyder movie cut was too long. I don't care. Yeah, it is long, but I don't care. I didn't, So what do you think? Who do you think is the best hunter tracker in Marvel Comics? Well, Craven will definitely be up there. Tracker wise, you got a lot of them. There's the Proud Star brothers, Warpath and Thunderbird. Wolverine is a good X-20. His whole fucking family's a good tracker. So yeah, you can't go wrong with them. Do you think they will set up a galactic empire of Wakanda in Black Panther 2 after Thanos? That would be interesting if they, the whole space Wakanda that they did in the comics first. That would be interesting, but we'll have to see. Only time will tell. Whatever happens, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. Indeed. Hold on, I got a message. It's my dad. So I told my dad, I was like, Dad, I'm streaming right now. Oh, I'm sorry. That's all right. Let's see, where were we at? Let's see, where are we at? And that would be good way to show T'Challa and okay. So you like Black Cat, but not Catwoman. They're so similar, though. No, they're not. Cat theme maybe, but they're not the same. People say that all the time, and people who say that don't really read into the characters more. Big difference. Big difference. Big difference. Completely different. Just because they have the same theme, they're not the same. No, they're not. They're not the same. Big difference. What was the most painful thing you've seen happen in the first two Home Alone? I think the worst is the shocking by Marv, and most of the things that Marv got hit with are worse. He got hit with 3 fucking bricks from a 4-story building in them brownstone buildings. And I've seen those brownstones are real in New York. I've seen those. And when you're in the city, you can see those browns. They're like 4 stories, like a little 3 stories high. You go into Harlem, you can see those. And Kevin's on top of the roof. Not only is he on top of the roof, he throws one down. He falls, cracks. Then Marv is on the floor and another one comes. He gets 3 bricks thrown to him. and this dude should have a cracked skull. All he just sees double vision. He should have been nearly dead. And the shocking, yeah. Being trapped in the freezer is not okay. Iron Fist versus Lady Shiva. Who would win? That'd be a good fight. Depends. Because if Danny taps into that Iron Fist, yeah, it's a different story. Have you watched A Thousand Ways to Die? Oh, it's just I do. I even watch. If you have Pluto TV, there's a whole channel for it. Watch it all the time. Still love it. Yo, what's up? What up, Nip Free? Lorenzo Smalls. There you go. I was glad you're killing me, Smalls. No, I'm just messing with you. Do you want to see Namor in the MCU? That's your first question. Do I want to see Namor Mackenzie? Yeah, I want to see the Marvel Atlanteans in the MCU. We all know Namor's a dick though. Like, and to me, you got to get an actor that looks fierce enough that can portray that badass too. Like, I can't just see anybody, some skinny little twerp coming off as Namor. I'm like, that's Namor. I'm supposed to be threatened by that? No way. No, fuck that. Like I've always said, my biggest thing would be you got two. It kind of reminds me of like, remember that scene in Cowboy Bebop when the kids are like, "Yeah, I got a big one," and they pull it and Hakeem come off the water. What time is it? That's how I feel like that would be a great way to incorporate, but at a end credit, two kids in the ocean, just reeling fish. All of a sudden, they're pulling and pulling and pulling, and next you know, the boy, somebody gets pulled. Yeah, and then next you know, the boy, and then you just see a hand come out the water, and then there's just Namor holding the kid, and then also you just see Atlantis come out the water with them, like you could do an Avengers level story. That would be a great way to bring the Avengers back. Avengers 4, Attack of Atlantis, or the coming of Namor, or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. Just saying. And are you ready for Doctor Strange 2? Absolutely. I can't wait to see that. I'm seeing Elizabeth Olsen back as Wanda. She looks beautiful in the traditional Scarlet Witch look. Yeah, she's missing the cape, but it still works. When she first donned that in WandaVision, I was like, oh my God, she looked great. She looks so cool. And I think we're getting Shoma Goth in there. We're getting America Chavez in there. So yeah, and Baron Mordo's coming back, and he looks a little bit more like his traditional self. Now he's got braids and stuff. It's kind of cool. I can't wait to see that. Greetings from Queens, everyone. That's right. What's up? For the rumors that is coming out, it sounds like the multiverse Illuminati and the characters that form the group could be different multiverse because of the aftermath of Doctor Strange. Yeah, it depends. It depends if they do the Illuminati. That's the thing. Kevin was trying to kill them. Yeah, he was freaking trying to kill him. He's like, I only 2 movies. I don't care about all those other movies. Those remakes and that's nothing. Home Alone 1, Home Alone 2. That's it. That's all I care about. Kevin was trying to kill those kids. And I've said this before, and I don't know how many times I've said it. What did Kevin's dad do for a living to live in that big ass house with all those kids and be able to send all his family to Paris? You know how much money that must cost? I remember my probably worked for the mob. They are in like Illinois. I'm like, maybe, I didn't know. It's just funny. Are you still traumatized from the 911 wall call reactions a while ago? Because I still think your reaction to those people until this day. Yeah, that was a long time ago when I did that. Those reactions. Um, that's not new videos. Those are old. Those are like some of my first reactions I was doing when people wanted me to react to these and listen. And I'm like, why y'all got me listening to this stuff? There were many times I wasn't even gonna put those videos because I got so emotional in those videos. I was like, I'm not putting this up. This is especially the stuff with the grandmother and the little girl, watching her stepdad, beat her mom and stuff. I'm like, that stuff that's gonna get to me. Yeah, but that's why I stopped doing it. I won't do any more of those videos ever again. I'm like, never again will I do those. I'm not doing those again. I got an all reaction channel where you can request things for me to react to, but those are off the table. Don't ask me to do those again. I won't. I'm a very emotional guy, and when I'm kind of like, basically like what Captain America said. I see things going south. I always try to help. I can't stand by and not help. When Cap said that in his movie, in was it third movie, or he said that, I was like, that's me too. I can't. Um, do you consider Cassandra Bruce's adopted daughter? Yes. Why is this being held under? Why is this being held under review? Do you show it, fucker? Come on, show it. This is from Blueberry. Do you ever watch the YouTuber D Sigs? He used to do Angry Black Man series and the song "Walk with My." I remember him. D Sigs. Um, there were a couple of videos I watched him where he did the hottest ghost peppers, and he ate three of them, and he had the hottest ghost, and then he would dip them in ghost, and he was eating them, and I watched those. Those are funny. My problem with it was not him; it's more his boy. I was more worried about because I was like, man, that's just too much weight for him. Like, just you could tell he was small, he was short, but you could see that's just too much weight. But I enjoyed those. Sigs was funny. What I don't know. I don't. But yeah, that song "Walk with Montez" was hilarious to me. I found that funny. Like he's he got the stuff in his eyes. Like he ate these three ghost peppers and dipped them in ghost pepper sauce. He ate them, and then he's like, I'm going blind. He's like, there's so much. Stupid. Eat it. You gonna die. Ivy and Savante relationship. Ivy and Savante are father and daughter, which is weird. Luke Evans as Namor, it would be perfect, and I think it was a missed opportunity to cast Luke Evans. I would take Luke Evans as Namor. Um, there was even art of The Rock as Namor. If Rock became Namor, I'd be like, that's the Namor you don't fuck with. Like, yeah. But you want a Namor that looks not menacing, but looks like, yeah, he's the king. Respect that. He doesn't have to be overly muscular because you're going for a character who's underwater a lot. So, well, he is half human, but doesn't really care too much. But they missed opportunities with that, just doing the invaders, like showcasing Namor was a good guy. He was a really good guy back in the day, and then something just changed about him. He just became the biggest dick. And I don't think we're going to see Namor until they incorporate the Fantastic Four. I'm just thinking. That's just me. But I would love to see him as Doctor Doom. I can't wait today. Kevin Feige is no fool. And I guarantee you, Kevin Feige knows we want Doctor Doom. That fool comes on. It's like look at Darth Vader. Darth Vader got his own theme. That dun dun dun. That's his theme. If Doctor Doom could have something like that, like almost like You ever watched Generator Rex, Van Kleist? He had his own thing that dun 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 dun. Oh Jesus Christ! Doom comes on with that theme, great. I'm whatever whoever gets to play Doc Victor Von Doom, um, get a very trained, physically, a good actor that can play the role. You can't really through physics of the eyes and everything like that. But yeah, man. What Marvel and DC character would you like to see them do a TV show or movie on? DC. Okay, I'll start with Marvel because they seem to be going in that. Another character that I would love to see is I'll give you three. I'll give you a street level like hero, a team, and and like a superhero. Okay, so street level. I'll leave out the Netflix characters because I feel we're going to see them soon. Night Thrasher. I would love to see a story, a 6 to 8 part series about Dwayne Taylor, Night Thrasher, street level stuff, doing his stuff like that. Team, go right into the New Warriors. Nova, Richard Rider, boo. DC wise, I'm getting it. Well, I can't really call him DC, but Static. We're gonna get a Static, so that's cool. Icon. There you go. Icon, definitely. Icon and Rocket, definitely. I would love that. The Question. I think the Question would make a better TV series. And which Question would do? My favorite, Renee Montoya. I like Vic Sage, but Renee Montoya would be. Moon Knight. Moon Knight is coming. Moon Knight on Disney Plus. I think the only DCU way DCU would be equal in making money, just like is if they do Milestone right, hardware. Yeah, until to get. And I'm looking forward to seeing who they cast. I please hope they get Caleb McKellen, who played in Stranger Things. That's my Static. That's my Virgil Hawkins right there. Not Jaden Smith. That's my Static right there. Go with him. Definitely hardware be good, and Icon and Rocket would be great because the kind of story you can tell with Icon, just showing the different eras that this character has been around, how long this character has been around, why he's taken on the form of a black man. Like that stuff would be great. That'd be good storytelling. I'm still waiting for you to bring back Lunchbox thoughts. My favorite is when you went off about people who were mad at Laura Croft's actor not look like her. Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, they're stupid. Like people were mad about that. Like they were mad at I'm forgetting the actress's name, uh Vander, I forget her name, but they're mad about her, being being Laura. Her titties are too small. Like what the fuck? You a pervert? Like I swear that's the same bullshit that Gal Gadot had to deal with. Her breasts were too small. Like you fucking perverts. That is the side of our community that I hate. When you worrying about the body type, like fuck you. Go fuck yourself with that shit. Oh, she ain't got bigger titties. What the fuck? Like they were basing that movie more on the remake Laura Croft, the one that looked more realistic, that ain't got boobs the size of cassava melons doing flippy shit. Bullshit. She worked her ass off. The shape she got in for that role, I applaud her. Like, I applaud Alexia Vikander. That's her name, Alexis Vikander. I think that was, yeah. I applaud her so much. Like, go fuck yourself with that bullshit. It's stupid. Like, only perverts think like that. That's why I love when Gal Gadot was on. I think she was on the Tonight Show or one of them, and she asked, and she said, "What about my breasts? Do you like my breasts?" And she did that as a joke because of them fools out there talking about her breasts. Like, what? Grow up, perverts. Randy Orton is. Oh my God, Randy Orton is Namor. That's funny. He can't act. Well, he can, but nah. Namor was aka Mr. Steal Your Girl. Just ask Reed about that. Yeah, pretty much. Like, yeah, he'll try to steal your girl real quick. Once I see his, for me, it's like I can't wait to see who they cast as Namor, who they cast as Namorita and Namora, his cousins. I want to see that. I'm looking forward to that. I don't know. Dr. Doom has been done wrong too many times. Yeah, why? Once again, who said that? Will Miser. Why? Why has Dr. Doom been done wrong? Because it's people that don't know the character. Trust in Feige, we trust. In Feige, we trust. That man has not let us down in terms of that. You know damn well if Feige's behind it, he's going to be behind the casting. Julian McMahon as Dr. Doom, he had to look, but no, he wasn't Dr. Doom. He was almost a jealous. He wasn't even. It's just I couldn't take that version and that god awful bullshit. No. Under Marvel Studios, Doom will be done with respect, honor, and live up to what he's supposed to be. Don't ever say, yeah, Feige knows what he's doing. If it would be perfect to introduce Doctor Doom, he would be pissed off at what the Avengers and Thanos did. Doctor, and the thing is, look, what I want from Doctor Doom is you keep him everything that he is. He's not only is he's technology as well. His armor is just as advanced as Tony's. This man, you know that the man in his armor, he has pieces of Noah's Ark in that suit. He's an alchemist, so he knows magic. Like, go balls to the wall with that character. Personally, I don't trust the CW anymore. A lot of people saying that. You know, I find it funny that it took them 8 seasons to finally give Flash his yellow boots. I was like, really? Like, it took y'all that long? The only CW really, like, Superman and Lois, I love. That show is great. I'm gonna give the Naomi a try because I did like that series, and I do like the character. But you know, I don't watch Batwoman. I don't. I still watch, Legends because that's just a fun show. That's not really taking itself too serious. But Flash, it's kind of over. It's like, if they stop doing CW shows on the CW, what is the CW after that? Nothing much, because majority of the superhero shows take up that network. I did like the Kung Fu on there. I thought that was a good series, and I'm getting into the Walker, but the one thing I do look, I'm like, yeah, this is not Chuck Norris. That's all I got is I'm like, no, that's not Chuck Walker. This is another Walker, but it's just a guy with the name Walker, not truly Walker. Do you think Namor would try to hit on Mira? Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I also love the question, and I think the character would be good, but I can't stand Rorschach. Would you? I'm not a big fan of um of those characters. I'm not. Was that Watchmen? I not a big fan of Watchmen, guys. I'm not. And then that every time I remember posting that for the first time, people lost their shit. They were like, "What? You don't?" And I was like, "I didn't really see a big deal. Like, what's the big deal? Like, what?" I was just like, to me, I was just like, it felt like the Dark Knight to me. I think it's overrated. It's just my opinion. And that's how I feel about the Dark Knight. I don't care for those things. I'm like, oh, gritty Batman. Oh, like we haven't seen that before. Like, you know what my favorite Batman is? The Batman that gives a shit. The Batman that cares, not the Batman that's out brooding and in the dark all the time. The Batman that's out stopping little kids from not just fighting the criminal surge of Gotham. Batman I love. Give me more of that. Don't give me. I don't care about brooding. No, get out of here with that. The Dark Knight and the Dark Knight, all that stuff. To me, I just don't care. It's like it's overrated. It's like, and then of course, the whole. I can't stand the fact that you got a legend like like uh Frank Miller basically saying like Batman and Superman can never be friends. I'm glad I broke that friendship up. So you just want to see them fight each other. Stop. I'm tired of superhero fights. I'm really tired of it, especially when it don't lead to nothing. And why? And it always comes out as like, why are they fighting? Why? Misunderstanding, no problem. But after a while, they realize you're not the enemy. Yeah, you're not the enemy too. Fine. But we constantly see that same old Batman, Superman fight over and over and over. There's people that just are tired of even the evil Superman. And to a degree, I can agree with them. I can agree with them on that because to me, and as much as I do love the injustice stuff, I can agree. I feel it's a cop out because even in Superman's darkest hours, he would never turn like that. In no way. He's got too much will to just flip on the fly like that. No way. He would be angry, yes, but in the end, I can nah. Superman's got too much will. That's why, as much as I like the Injustice story and the comics and everything, it's still a part of me that's just like Superman would never turn. And then that animated movie, oh my god, that was just atrocious. I'm like, they just turned Superman into the what the fuck character from the boys, Homelander. I'm like, he just fucking killed these people. He fucking killed. Like, what? Get out of here. No, like, no, get out of here. I understand there's a lot of people that like to see what these characters would be like if they were evil, but over time, not me so much. I don't want to see that. One time is enough. I would get the voice actor from Spider-Man 4 that voiced Miles as Static or him to play MCU Miles. Oh, I forget his name. Are you talking about the voice actor or are you talking about the actor model? Because he's different. Or do you think Doctor Doom would beat Zatanna in a sorcery battle? Uh Maybe. I think Doom has a lot more experience than Zatanna. Zatanna's still young, she's powerful, but she's still young. She hasn't learned everything, but she's got some powerful spells too. Can credit. I love Z. What would you think of the ramifications What do you think would be the ramification if Aquaman killed Black Manta after Manta killed Arthur and Mira's son? Eye for an eye. I wouldn't I wouldn't be against it. I mean, you killed now you're killing his wife and his child who had nothing to do with anything. Manta, that would make Manta just out as a complete dick. Okay, I will take from you, I'll take your loved ones. So what do you think would happen? Let's put yourself in his shoes. There you go. It's not even a question of just put yourself in. What would you do? Would you just say, I got to bring you into justice? No. If that's my child and that fool killed, I'm going to break his jaw and I'm going to curb stomp him to death. No way. Or I'm going to leave him crippled for the rest of his life. So he'll be just stuck in a chair, sucking through a tube. That would be his worst. He's paralyzed from the waist down for good. Hey, Michael Jai White as Static Shock's father or as Holocaust? Uh, mm, uh, it depends. It could be both, but Mr. White's, he's getting up there now, so it's kind of hard, but he's still in good shape though. That dude stays in great shape. What TV show always has you dying out laughing? For me, it's Married with Children. Married with Children's up there. Martin, Martin, Three's Company. I'll laugh at that show. No matter how many times I've seen those episodes, I crack up laughing at that. Yeah, I said Married with Children. That's definitely up there. There are some episodes I like Friends. There are certain episodes that will crack me up every time I see them. But there are a lot of people that think Friends was overrated, and to a degree, my biggest issue is and because as a New Yorker, I find Friends New York bullshit, and the reason why is because and Nidfree can back me up on it. We're probably the most diverse state in the world, and the majority of that it was just, I'm like, that's not New York. That is not New York. To stop. Man, something was in that pizza I ate. I don't know. Anyway, all right, moving on. What do you love about Renee Montoya? Just a curiosity. Her will to overcome her demons. Definitely her will. I love her. Renee's got demons, and she fights her demons every day, and it's her will to push those demons aside that I love. And I think that's what Batman respects about her too. Chris, you're wrong. Doom has pieces of the Ark of the Cross. Yeah, the cross. There we go. Thank you. The cross. The cross that was that Christ had. Yeah, that he was crucified on. That's what he has in it. Thank you. I'm trying to remember. Do you think it's too late to have any version of Nova show up? No, it is not. No, it is not. We can still do Richard Rider. We can do Richard Rider, and I want it to be Richard Rider first. You gotta go Richard Rider first. And to some degree, then you could do Sam Alexander. But Richard Rider has to be there. You still can do it. Same thing about Ghost Rider. You got to do Johnny Blaze first. Do Dan Kench, yeah, and you down the line, yeah, you can bring Robbie Reyes back in, but his powers are different from the brothers. His powers comes from a different source. Theirs come from Zarathos and all that stuff. You got to do it. What about? Have you heard the rumors of the Norman Reedus rumors of? Yeah, those rumors have started up again. Like he is been chosen to play Johnny Blaze in the MCU. Look, if it's true, great. Reedus he's been in the game for how long? But not even that, he's a motorcyclist. He loves motorcycles. You get somebody who really loves motorcycles, I know Kevin Feige has been talking to Keanu Reeves to sell a part, and I'll take Keanu Reeves as Dan Kench. I don't care. Like, I love Keanu, so whatever he chooses to do, if it's up to Keanu, he says he would love to play Wolverine. That's what he wants. And there's another big name, like, who is going to take on that big shadow, that big cloud, when they start casting the X-Men? They're gonna go, okay, now we need Wolverine. Who do we get for Wolverine? Because let's be honest, Hugh Jackman is getting up there. He's can still probably pack on the muscle, but still, he's getting up there. Personally to me, you need to give off the appearance of this is an older man that's trapped in a body of a 30-plus-year-old man. So you need that. Now, I know a lot of people have said Scott Eastwood. If Scott Eastwood got casted as Wolverine, you talk about breaking out of your dad's shadow, that'd be something. Like, yeah, because there are a lot of people that want. If you look at younger Clint Eastwood, he looked like Wolverine. It's like, the point is, once they start casting the X-Men, that's when it's going to get real. Once they start casting, not even just the X-Men, the First Family, that is the real main one that I'm looking forward to. Because I swear to God, right now, they better cast right. Not casting, no, well, we're going to go mix racing. No. Why? Don't do that. Don't do that again. Don't make Sue and Johnny adopted. No, they are blood related. Don't do that. Don't do that. Like, you tried that, it failed. Stick to the source. Stick to that. It's not that hard. You want to incorporate people of color, then you bring in those characters of color into the series. I don't hate race changing characters to a degree. But when you're changing them just for the sake of diversity, get it away from me. No. I enjoy seeing more caring Batman too. I love caring Batman. I do. I love Batman, but I don't like brooding Batman. But don't get me wrong, the Batman, I want to see this shit. I'm like, yo, he just looks angry. Like, every punch that fool throws at people, I'm like, that looks just like anger. Like, he's just thinking of Joe Chill. Motherfucker, like, I'm gonna kill you. Like, for all those who don't know who Joe Chill is, that's the man that killed Martha and Thomas Wayne. Yes, Martha and Thomas Wayne's killer has a name, but Ben Parker's killer never had a name. He just called the burglar. I agree so much about the Dark Knight, and they're both so overrated and too gritty. I don't mind grittiness, but it's just the Dark Knight, those comics. I'm just like, I've seen this before. I don't need to see an older, grittier Batman, and he's fighting Superman, and Superman now is a poster boy. Like, Superman is his own person. He would never be like that. Like, that is the one thing that I love about Superman, is like, he doesn't just fight for the United States. He fights for the world. He doesn't fight for just one nation. Why would Superman be just the poster boy for America? That's not him. That's just Frank Miller just wanted to fuck us over. Like, that's all it is. I'm a Batman for that, and I think it's over. Yeah, like, it's just, I love, guys, I'm not, and if anybody comes and say, man, this dude hates Batman. No, I don't hate Batman. I think he gets more spotlight than other DC? Hell yeah. Nobody can deny that. DC and Warner Brothers has their mouth so far up that character's dick. is crazy. Once everything starts depleting or so, where do they go? They go right back to Batman. It's like, what more can you tell with that character? Now with this, the Batman, this is a more grittier Riddler. Like, and I love the Riddler. Riddler's one of my top 3 favorite Batman villains. I love the Riddler. He's up there with Mr. Freeze and Bane. He's number 3. Notice you didn't hear me say Joker. Joker is low. He's not. He's overall. Joker is not my favorite villain. Let's see. All right, we're gonna keep this going for. Let me set the timer. All right, set the timer. And after that, this will set that timer real quick. I'm gonna set a timer to when we're gonna finish this. All right, so we're gonna set it for. All right. Oops. All right. We're going to set that. All right. Set the timer. So we got now. We're going to end this in soon. But let's finish this, guys. I'm having a good time. And I hope you guys are having a good time too. All right. So moving on. Do you think Batman would have been a better fit as a villain in Injustice? I don't know. I wouldn't want him as a villain either. I also let me see. The Injustice film has just felt like a pitiful fan fiction. I don't know what it felt like to me. I watched that. I will give them credit that they gave spotlight to my man Mr. Terrific. I love that. I was like, yeah, that's good stuff right there. I love that. I will always, if you start giving props to spotlighting on characters that deserve it, Mr. Terrific is definitely one of them. You want to see a good Mr. Terrific fan film? Go watch my friend Krishnar Torelli's Mr. Terrific from Blinky 500 Studios. That is the perfect way how you do Mr. Terrific. It's Mr. Terrific versus the Riddler in that. Beautiful, beautiful. Far cry from what you saw in Arrow. I still have to do that video for him. I promise. Oh yeah. What do you think of Cobra Kai? I used to love the Karate Kid movies. I love Karate Kid. I'm a child of the 80s, man. So I grew up with all 3 of them. My favorite out of the movies is the second one. I love that one. That's my favorite. I love Cobra Kai. I thought it's great that it's the original cast coming back, reprising their role. Everybody has come back. Those who didn't pass away, even Elizabeth Shue. I love that one. And I'm like, oh my God, Elizabeth, she does not age. She looks almost exactly the same. I have not watched the season 4 yet. So, but yeah, I love Cobra Kai. We should have had a Green Lantern show or movie reboot. I'm tired of seeing Earth problems. I want to see space problems. Laughing out loud. Yeah, I know they're doing that HBO Max Green Lantern series, which is going to showcase different Green Lanterns. One of them being the original Alan Scott. So respects to that. So I don't know when it's coming out, but yeah, it's going to be coming out soon on HBO Max. I think some people don't like a regular Superman is because someone's so powerful yet so kind and gentle is too much of a people comprehension. I don't know. Okay, here's the thing. You like Captain America, right? There you go. I always thought Superman and Batman were more acquaintance than friends. No, they're family. That's how I look at it. Their family. They're family. You know, Clark. The reason why Clark trusts Bruce with his life and trust him if like red kryptonite got to him and he went on a rampage, he would trust Bruce to do the right thing and stop him. You know, he trusts Bruce. He doesn't. He trusts them over the other leaguers. Not Diana, not Hal or John or Jean or Barry or no. He trusts Bruce to do it because he knows Bruce will do it if need be. If it is no other way to stop him, he knows Bruce will do it. Which film are you most excited for, Black Adam or Black Adam? I want to see. I can't wait to see Fury of the Gods, but Black Adam, I'm really because we're gonna see the JSA, one of my favorite teams in comics. Finally, we're gonna see the JSA. All right. If someone went after my family, I wouldn't kill them, but I would beat them. Damn right. There you go. Like you're gonna hurt them. Like I'm gonna hurt you. Do you think Lex Luthor would team up with IA AIM? Nah, he's too. He's. I don't think Lex would team up with AIM. He is too pig-headed, too egotistic to team up with them. Hey Chris, it's getting late, so I'm gonna go. Thank you, Andre. Appreciate it. I know I fight my demon today. Do you think Dr. Doom can beat the Teen Titans? Yeah. Can he beat the Teen Titans? Yes. I think he'd murder them. He'd murder them. Like which Teen Titan team? We talking about the originals? The only one he'd probably have a hard time on as that I can think of is Raven and maybe and Starfire. But if he can handle himself against gods like Thor, there you go. Just think about that. Let that sink in for a minute. Frasier, Big Bang Theory, Rules of Engagement, According to Jim, and How I Met Your Mother are my top shows to watch because of the sarcasm. I used to watch Frasier. Watched a little bit of Big Bang Theory. I wasn't too impressed. I don't know. Just according to Jim, I'm a big Jim Belushi fan, so yeah, I watched that. How I Met Your Mother. I watched a little bit of that because of I'm a huge Neil Patrick Harris fan. But yeah, I can get the sarcasm with that. Could you please explain to me a little bit who Naomi is? Naomi was a new character that was created by Bendis. She's from Oregon, but she's an alien. She's like Superman, but she's from a different world. Her parents are aliens, and she grew up not knowing much about her parents. She grew up in the northwest, where most of the comic writers live. Most of the comic writers live in Oregon. And that's not even a lie. That's legit true. You can go look it up. Go Google how many comic book writers live in Oregon. I guarantee you more than 15 people live in it. Gail lives in Oregon. So she research more into her, but she's on the Justice League now. She's pretty cool. Do you remember years ago that there were talks of doing a live action Cowboy Bebop and pictures of Keanu Reeves as Spike? Yeah, I remember those. Those are funny. The casting of Fantastic Four and the X-Men is going to be huge news. In the Fantastic Four worlds, Alicia Masters was black. Why did they do that? They did that because of the movie. don't mind it too much, because to most people, at least to some degree, Alicia Masters is more of a supporting character, less supporting character, but she's a very important supporting character. I wouldn't mind it, but just for the sake of diversity, no. There you go. The Thing better say is famous. Oh yeah, there's no way Thing is not saying it's clobbering time. There's no way. And I don't want the Thing to be CGI either. I don't. I want him to kind of be more practical. I want practical effects. Get back to the practical effects. A man with that look got makeup on that looks. And I don't care if you have to do two different actors. When he's in the Rock form, he's a different dude. I don't mind that at all. Don't give me. I mean, shouts out to Michael Chiklis for doing that stuff. But I don't want to. I don't want to see a Thing that looks like a pile of shit. I don't. I really don't want, because he looked like a pile of shit in that last movie. Jesus Christ. Feige will have the Thing saying that. Yeah, there's no way he's not saying that. There's no way. Those are like famous lines. Flame on. I remember when the first Fantastic Four movie came out, they literally had in one of those TV spots him saying flame up. And I got pissed. I was like, wait, excuse me? What did you say? Flame up? No. You better be saying meant flame on. And then when the movie came out and Johnny's falling and he said it, flame on, I was like, oh my God, thank you. Like, you better not. They need to introduce other villains of Batman like Clayface. MCU got the same problem when they used Spider-Man. They used when they do Spider-Man, they use the same three. Not anymore. Like that. What did we see in the last MCU movies? We saw Vulture, Shocker. We saw the Tinkerer. We saw Mysterio. This movie here, we saw all those characters come back. Electro, Lizard, Sandman. To me, Sandman was the weakest. He didn't need to be in that movie. Doc Ock, but you want to see those characters. You want to see those characters to some degree. You want to see those because those are his famous characters. You want to see the Green Goblin. That's his arch nemesis. You want to see that character. But yeah, you want to see others. That's why I want to. My biggest thing is seeing Kraven. I want to see Kraven so badly, but hearing that now Sony wants to do a solo Kraven movie, I'm like, this is back to that bullshit. Like throwing stuff that it's like, I don't. How are you going to explain that? Like, yes, Kraven has a very interesting backstory, but you want to see him hunting Spider-Man. Why? Feeling that Spider-Man is his prey, the ultimate prey. Moving on. What would Reed Richards and Michael Holt think of each other? Ooh, that'd be great. Great minds. I have a pitchfork ready if they don't. Okay, that's it. What would Karai from Avatar, Katara think of Punisher? I don't a lot of things, but he wouldn't care because she hasn't gone through what he's gone through too much. What do you think would happen if Batman broke his one rule? He'd do it again. He said that plenty of times. If he commits, he kills, he's gonna do it again and again and again and again and again. That's one thing I would say I respect about Batman is him not trying to break that no kill rule. But if you go back to the classic, Bruce used to carry a gun, he used to do all that stuff. It's like it's so different from the 30s up until now. Like it's so different. How do you feel about the MCU maybe doing the broke the fourth wall with SheHulk? Why not? she's the first character to do it. Everybody thinks it's Deadpool. No, it's She-Hulk that was doing it. I'm fine with it. I think they will try to do a Ryan Reynolds take on Deadpool for. I'm fine. Do you think it's possible Batman killing Joker might eventually turn him into something even worse than the Joker? Go play Arkham City. I think it's go play Arkham City, and find and tell me what happened. Because after Joker was killed, he was a way different character. I was like, yeah, look at that. It's almost like he needed Joker around. That's crazy. But yeah. So yeah, there's a difference in that. Are you reading? Or did you read the latest issue 2 of Hell's the what? Hold on. Everybody stay blessed. Thank you. Uh, Hell and Rain, Devil's Reign. I have not read it yet. But I know one of my friends told me that Kingpin's Thunderbolts went after Danny, and I'm like, oh, they're going after Danny when he doesn't have the Iron Fist anymore. So I'm like, oh shit. Are you reading Dark Age? Yes, I am. That's a good series too. Tom Taylor's great. I love Tom Taylor. Good dude. Good dude. I've met Tom Taylor. I've met Tom Taylor at MegaCon. Now I could say 3 years ago. 2 years. Are you hyped for Godzilla versus Power Rangers? That's gonna be crazy. But I'm looking forward to reading that. That's gonna be crazy. Godzilla. That's gonna be so crazy. But only Boom and IDW can come up with stuff like that. Like when IDW did the Transformers Back to the Future crossover. I was like, only they could do that. Hey Chris, who would you want to see? Would you like to see a Ninja Turtles Daredevil crossover? Yes, absolutely. Probably one crossover. I'm one Marvel character that I'm dying to see the Turtles crossover. Could you imagine the hand and the foot teaming up or combining forces to take over, I guess, Hell's Kitchen or just New York, and the Turtles and Daredevil coming together to fight them? That'd be great. That'd be excellent. Almost there. So yeah, that'd be great. Favorite Robin, Batgirl, and why? Favorite Robin is Tim Drake. Always loved Tim more than Dick as Robin. Dick Grayson, I love Dick Grayson. He's one of my favorite characters. But Dick Grayson made Nightwing cool. Tim Drake made Robin cool. Tim Drake made that character cool. Like he made it to the point where it's like, yeah, it's cool to be Robin. Batgirl wise, I will always go with Babs, the original. Next would be Cassandra because she was probably the most dangerous. One more thing, how do you feel about seeing Grey Gargoyle in the MCU? I would love to see that. Was he in it? That'd be great. Favorite female Spider character? Are we talking like Mayday Parker, Peter's daughter? So yeah. And that is my buzzer going off. Time is over. All right, guys. How about you, Joe? All right, guys. We're gonna end it here. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much, guys. Hey, Alexa, turn off alarm, please. Thank you. Thank you for coming out. I appreciate it so much. Again, had a lot of fun. There was a lot of questions. I appreciate everybody from the pack that came out and enjoyed themselves and things like that. We had about 12 people or so in there. That's good stuff, as always. I will see you guys next time with another. I got a few videos coming up that's going to explain a little bit more of the exclusive content on the Patreon that will only be on the Patreon, that won't be here. I will also be doing there'll be some upcoming stuff for try videos. Like I said, the first one will be me trying a lot of Australian foods or snacks, including Vegemite. I'm gonna film that, and that's gonna be dedicated to my Aussie Pack members. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and comment if once this video goes up for those who missed the stream. Also, don't forget I got merch in the section down below. New merch, 2 new shirts. I'm working on some more. There's the Patreon once again. If you want to follow the Patreon or want to join the Patreon, just tell me in the send me something, send me a DM or something like that, and I'll give you the link. There's 5 tiers. 5 tiers, and it gives you all the details of what each tier means. As for that, guys, take care. There's still a lot to come, including a lot of movie reviews that I want to still talk about, even though I haven't finished watching everything. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Scream 5. And what else is coming out in January? I'm forgetting. There's a lot of stuff coming. Just that's all you need to know, guys. But in the meantime, guys, take care. As always, Mount the Kid. Peace. One love. Stay tuned. Keep it real. I'll check you guys next time. As always, Happy New Year again. Deuces.